A couple of streams ago, I ended up wiping a couple of my builds fighting in the depths after doing some hell modes. And then I decided to last win some of them on stream, including this Iron Sing Heavy build. Now keep this in mind, right? I had wiped the Iron Sing Heavy build and I had last winned it. And basically I thought that was a last win, right? Because they had given everybody a last win as part of the update a few days ago. But on that, I didn't think much else of it. But then, all of a sudden, just to try out Helmet for background footage, I actually wiped that Iron Sing Heavy build again, thinking it was actually probably over and I had to probably make it from brand new once again. But something interesting happened. Something weird pulled up. Whenever I went to go check the statue, it had turned out that, the thing was actually there again. And turns out, if I go on that slot today, guess what? It's actually revived. I managed to get out the depths a second time by using another last win and paying another 500 Robux, which is odd. So I had the theory that maybe I just had two last ones stacked together because maybe they gave me an extra one and I already had one previously. But then I decided to finally test on stream and here's what happened. I'm just gonna head to the depths. We're gonna go ahead and head to the depths, bro. And we're just gonna, because I think this build had already wiped once and they just refreshed it. So we're gonna try killing ourselves. Actually, anything important on this build? We're just going to send ourselves to the depths. We're going to wipe 3 times, and we'll see what happens. If it doesn't restore us, then there's 2 theories as to what happened, right? The idea is either A, there's 2 wipes that you have, and the idea is that you got your initial wipe, and then it stacks with your drowned favor. But that wouldn't make sense because it's not like getting a free restore. It shouldn't stack. You should only get it if you already had like a build that was wiped, if that makes sense. And you have no more wipes left, or restores left, right? And the second theory is that you just have infinite lives. So here's our first wipe. I like the guys are saying, snitch. This happened to me too. Not complaining. Delete this now. Hey, bro, you talking too much. All right. Here's our first wipe. Let's see what happens. Korewa. That's our first wipe. So that was our first wipe. Now we can go to our second. And if we get 3 wipes, it's confirmed that it's infinite. So usually, right after your first one, like, okay, that's it, right? Like usually you use your last win, you only have 1. That's it, right? It's actually perfect. The bug is perfect for working right now because guess what? It's only 500 Robux. You're really not missing out. Yeah, it's 50% off. And I think Archmage is asleep. So by technicality, if we run Hell mode today, we should be fine just being able to just like kill ourselves over and over. You know what I'm saying? We have infinite restores. We can literally just we can just run Hell mode a bunch. Bro, just donate this money to charity. Charity. Look at that. We have it again. We'll try one more time. We're gonna wipe ourselves one more time. And the third time, we'll see if it's a stack issue or if it's if it's really infinite. Because if it's a stack issue, this build will permanently wipe, which I don't mind. There's reason I use the slot. But if we manage to get another restore, if we manage to get another last win, that means it is true that we would have infinite lives in Deepwoken. Now, honestly, I don't know which I prefer, but arguably, one could be better than the other because if they stack the drowns, that means every build that hasn't wiped yet has 2 additional lives, unless they fix it somehow. But if it's infinite, that means for this time being, you can run infinite amount of hell modes, have death skanks, and have no concern until they like shut down servers or something like that, or fix the shits. Here we are. And the truth is, we have infinite lives. So I was right. We have infinite lives in Deepwoken. No matter what, no matter how many times you wipe, you will keep getting your life constantly back for this brief time period. You're literally Hakari. So let me basically give you a recap on what happened. I had managed to wipe my build 3 times in a row, revealing that the truth was you had infinite amount of lives in Deepwoken as long as you had the money to pay for a drowned favor. But how'd this happen? When I asked Archmage about this, apparently some string value wasn't equal to an integer value in the code, meaning that everybody was just able to constantly, I guess, wipe over and over and over again because there wasn't no limit set. That's the guess. And so for the time being, we ran some hell modes. Chat, you know what it's time to do? It's time to do some hell modes, chat. It's time to do some hell modes. As long as you have money, you can pay to keep yourself out the depths forever. I'm out on my flame slot, chat. I don't care about getting killed in the depths. Hop in, chat. Chilled Lion Fit. Chat, now's the time to be fearless. To not care about consequence, chat. This will be a limited time in history. We're only for a select probably couple hours as soon as Archmage wakes up. Though you have infinite lives in Deepwoken. Do not let this opportunity pass. Chat, this is the only time ever that Deepwoken will be pretty much pay to win. You pay to not die. Chat, this is Deepwoken if it was owned by GameFam. So now is the time, chat. Fight in the depths. Be confident. Use this opportunity to explore. And calm your nerves, you know what I'm saying, as you fight things in the depths. This will only be once. Which is a crazy thought that literally... So chat, even though I wiped all 3 of my slots... Actually, and one of them twice, of like a few days ago, it doesn't matter because we had infinite lives during that. So literally, even though I died 3 times, it meant nothing. It literally meant nothing, which is crazy. Literally, like that is plot armor, and like I'm not even joking. That is like a supreme amount of plot armor. The fact that I lost three of my builds on stream and another off camera and nothing. I'm basically back to 2 lives. Word, crit blade. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. Told you, chat. That's the time to be playing, man. Dan Viewer said it best. The devs should base their decision around permafreshies. While I agree with that, too, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I hope that, like, what they do is, like, they make the beginning... Chat, I always believe that what they should do is make the beginning more beginner player friendly, right? And then it ramps up, right? So, like, I don't think from the jump, oh, you might wipe at any time. Like, I think that's, like, honestly, I wouldn't mind that. Like, that's how Rogue Lineage was, but a lot of people don't like that. I think it's a better structure to have it to where, like, it starts off, like, you'll wipe a good bit at the start because you're new, right? But then as you get better at the game, like, okay, you won't wipe as much now, right? You're starting to understand the base game. Important. Not at all. The base game. But what ends up happening is, eventually, I think what should always happen is that you start off wiping a lot. It kind of curves down because you're not, you learned all the base stuff. You know how to progress, you know how to escape the depths, even layer 2 a little bit. Then they add new content that increases the amount of wipes, and it makes it to where it wipes harder players, but only Rainspire, Champion Sword. But as I was saying, right, like I think the idea of like the permadeath kicking in later down the line is like how it should be, right? That way, like if like the idea is you learn like the base game, right? Rue, like, you know, playing the prog and all that. And eventually you take risks when it comes to the things of the unknown that you don't really know. After some time, the bug was eventually and unfortunately patched. No, they're gonna fix it! Chat, they're gonna fucking fix it, bro. And they had shut down the servers just a couple of hours after it was discovered and reported. While this bug lasted, it was pretty cool to be able just to constantly bring back your slots because nothing has ever happened like this in the history of Deepwoken, but it was quite cool while it lasted, and we'll see if something like this maybe pops up again maybe next year. That's about it, guys. See you later.